The efficacy of rejuvenating pill is beyond doubt. This is the essence recorded in the 9 profound heavenly scriptures, which can make the dead trees come in spring, can rejuvenate the elderly, and can make the dying people gain health. In the beginning, Mr. Orville was seriously injured by Wu's bodyguard, and his breath was almost absent, only the last faint breath was hanging. In that case, even the best doctor in the world could only save his life, but he could never save his brain, and he would at best be a vegetative end. However, after taking a rejuvenation pill, Mr. Orville not only fully recovered, his whole body was even more than 10 years younger. This shows how magical the efficacy of rejuvenating pill is. Therefore, Charlie firmly believes that rejuvenating pill will also heal Philip. At this time, Philip took the rejuvenation pill in front of his wife and daughter, and immediately felt an unprecedented sense of comfort, dissolving in his belly. The whole body is like the ground completely chapped under the perennial drought. There is no more water in the soil. However, this medicinal power is like an endless stream of clear springs, which instantly gushes out from the cracks in the ground, not only moisturizing the entire earth, but also covering it with abundant water. Originally, his physical stamina had been consumed more than 80% by a serious illness. He had personally experienced the feeling that his body was constantly getting worse. It was like a hole opened at the bottom of a bucket of water, allowing it to directly feel the accelerated passing of life on his body. However, at this moment, he suddenly realized that the feeling that death is better than life seemed to be repeated backwards. He could clearly feel that his own passing life was quickly added back. Soon, he felt that his body had recovered to 50% of what it was when he was healthy. Immediately afterwards, it was 70%. It's 90%. After that, it was 110%. In just over a minute, he felt that he had returned to his healthy state. When he was sick, he was 48 years old, and now he is 50 years old. Although there is a difference of 2 years, 48 years old is a healthy 48 years old, 50 years old, a dying 50 years old. The gap is different every day. And now, he has found the feeling of being healthy and strong at the age of 48. He felt that all this was really amazing. It was like having the most beautiful dream before dying. However, the surprise is not over yet. After all, this is a rejuvenation pill. This is the rejuvenation pill that old Master Song is willing to bow his head and kneel to Charlie for. This is Mr. Orville's rejuvenating pill for liver and brain. This is a rejuvenating pill that Tai Lai is willing to spend $2 billion to get. How could such a miraculous and precious rejuvenation pill only bring Philip's body back to when he was 48? Rejuvenating pill is like a magical force that can travel through time, dragging Philip's body back desperately. Then, Philip felt that he seemed to be back when he was 45 years old. That year, one thing impressed him particularly deeply. That year, his father died. Philip, who was extremely filial, bought the best golden coffin for his father. It takes 16 young adults to lift the coffin. Philip took his younger brothers Yanzhang and Yangang and joined them, hoping to carry the coffin for his dead father by himself. However, Yanzhang and Yangang couldn't support it at all, and were panting after trying once. In the end, it was Philip and 15 young people who lifted the coffin and took it to the cemetery. After falling ill, Philip missed himself at that time countless times. At that time, he really refused to admit defeat. At 45 years old, but still wanted to be like a 30-year-old young man. In fact, his body at the time was indeed better than that of ordinary people of his age. Even though it was very difficult to lift the coffin, he still resisted it. And now, that peak state is back. Philip was sitting on the chair and burst into tears immediately. He felt that all this was simply a gift from heaven. When he was dying, he just hoped to survive, and he didn't dare to hope that his life could return to this peak state. But, now, all this miraculous thing is happening to him. At this time, the miracle happened not only to Philip, but also to Lenon and Sarah. At a speed visible to the naked eye, they saw Philip's pale and colorless face, and they began to quickly restore Ruddy. The sunken eye sockets and dark circles that are unique to the terminally ill patient are rapidly disappearing, and his already pale hair is rapidly turning black. Even the wrinkles on his face seem to be smoothed by an invisible iron of years. Gosh! What did they see? They actually saw the turn of time. Lennon covered her mouth with her hands, her eyes widened, and her beautiful eyes, after shedding too many sad tears, shedding tears of excitement for the first time. The same was true for Sarah. Her tears had already burst, but she did not dare to make any noise for fear that it would disturb the continuation of the miracle. During the period when her father was ill, she secretly worshipped all the gods in the world that she knew, and was able to descend from the mansion and manifest spirits. However, after every prayer, it was endless disappointment and even despair. But who would have thought that the gods could not heal her father, and her fiancé, whom she had missed for more than 10 years, and that Charlie, who had been chasing behind her in childhood, brought her father the most miraculous miracle in the world. Philip's body is still going back in time. At this time, he already felt the state of his 40 years old. That year, he heard from others that someone met a young Chinese man in faraway Argentina. The young Chinese man, in Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, worked as a temporary tour guide for Chinese tourists and made a living from this. Very much like his big brother who worshipped the handle back then. Philip was extremely excited when he heard the news. He immediately booked a full flight ticket to Argentina. Argentina is the country farthest from China. Whether you start from the east or the west, you need a straight line distance of at least 20,000 kilometers to get there.